Live from Harbor Station, it's the Vector Spaceman Show. Now here's your host, Vector Spaceman.
Wow! Hello, Space Cadets. It's your old pal, Vector Spaceman. We're back at it again, man. We're coming to you live once more, straight from Harbor Station, broadcasting on all frequencies to our beautiful planet Earth. Now, whether you're... Hold on, let's see if something messes up this time. They're still trying to jack our show, man. They're still trying to hack the Gibson over here. I don't know what those things that keep popping up every time we switch scenes are. We just gotta get rid of them. I'm pretty sure it's collab stuff left over from way back in the day. Anyways, hello everybody. Whether you're watching us live or catching us after the show, don't you know we're glad to have you on board. Thanks for helping us make outer space the place to be on tonight, Wednesday, July 2nd, 2025. Welcome back, Space Cadets. And if it's your first time tuning in tonight, then hey, welcome aboard. It's the Vector Spaceman Show. I'm your host, Vector Spaceman. It is Wednesday, my dudes. Spaceman, you're a day late. What's going on? What's happening? What gives? Well, hold on there, Space Cadet, loyal Space Cadet. What you've neglected to realize is that yesterday was Canada Day. And as the #1 Space Canadian VTuber, not counting all the other ones, we had to spend our day representing our nation through such time-honored traditions as fireworks and hanging with the bros and eating too much Canadian food. We were doing our part, doing our public service, showing our national pride. But we're back, we're here, we've had a majorly consequential week, and we're going to talk about it. Now, if you happen to miss the last show, we managed to keep a Just Chatting stream going for a lot longer than I had ever anticipated. We got to talk ambitions, insecurities, struggles, all the things that a spaceman needed to vent about. Thanks for being here, Space Cadets. We were talking about how despite the traditional connotations of online parasocialism, I think a lot of streamers themselves get a big kick out of getting to just chit-chat with folks online, shoot the breeze, be a little orange guy. Or maybe that's just me. But hey, we keep on keeping on, and if you guys want to stay up to date with all of our broadcasts so that you never ever miss a show, then be sure to follow Vector Spaceman on Twitter, YouTube, Blue Sky, and of course, right here on Twitch. Yes! The command worked this time. Thank goodness. Alright, play us out. Everything's coming up, Spaceman. Everything's working tonight, for the most part. Minor hiccups. Exceptions here and there. But everything's going okay. Everything's going well. Canada Day, you guys. Yesterday, July 1st, the same time every year, in fact. We get together as Canadians. Everybody gathers at by the tree in Edmonton. And we all just, appreciate this lovely, enormous country. But why? Why does it have to be right in the middle of the week? This is what I don't understand. I mean, I do understand it, but at this point, I feel like we can move past this. So a lot of, civic holidays in Canada, we got smart about it. We decided, hey, how about we just have our yearly holiday on the first Monday of the month or the first Friday or something like that so that everybody gets a long weekend. This was, premeditated. This was thought about. Somebody with a brain. Somebody with big brains. Put some work into this. But not with Canada Day. No, not with our national founding day. No, we couldn't possibly move that around just so that everybody gets a super duper long weekend. No, instead some people have to, take the Monday off so they get the 4 days, or you got to work around it. I'm just saying, let's just go all in. Let's all get that weekend, man, that long weekend. That's what we're here for. How are you going to enjoy Canada Day fireworks or festivities if you got to go back to work or back to school the next day or whatever, right? And here's the worst part, because we understand the passage of time and how calendars work, means that next year it's going to fall on a Wednesday. Right smack dab in the middle of the week. And who's going to want that? That's going to suck, man. Just Canadian problems. But I tell you what, I did have a good time. Got to spend time with some friends. Got to see some cool fireworks. Got to eat some poutine. Got to eat some butter tarts. And I don't think people understand butter tarts. I didn't realize this was such a Canadian thing. It's a Canadian dessert. They're delicious. They come in all different varieties. I had a raspberry coconut butter tart for the first time the other day, yesterday. And it blew my mind. Delicious. And I'm not supposed to be eating sweets and stuff right now, but it's a holiday. I let myself go. Now I'm going to be paying for it. I'm going to be over glucosed, overstimulated, just rambling. But hey, that's why we do just chatting streams, you know? It all works out in the end. Hope everybody else, hope any of our Canadian Space Cadet viewers had a nice Canada Day as well. It came down to, do I want to go to this one park that's doing like a drone show, or do we want to go to the other place that's still doing fireworks? And we decided to go to the fireworks. Just can't get into those drone shows, man. Not that they're not cool. They're just slow. They're just lame. They're just not explosive. What's good, Nep? You had a nice Canada Day? What did you do to celebrate Canada Day, Nep? As a Floridian, as our favorite, most famous Floridian, what'd you get up to? I celebrated by downing a whole bottle of pure Canadian maple syrup. That's the good stuff, too. Right out of the tree. Straight off the tap. I remember, like, that's a pretty average, like, school field trip for Canadians. I feel like. At least the ones that are, like, Eastern. Is that I feel like everybody I know had to go to a maple syrup processing place when we were growing up. See how it comes out of the trees, see how it gets boiled down and all that. Recently saw a video of how maple syrup's made. It takes so much sap. Exactly, yeah, there's a lot of boiling that goes into it. You need all that sap so that it gets nice and thick. Because the sap itself, like when it comes out, is really thin. That's what a lot of people don't realize. They don't realize. They don't understand the amount of work, the amount of dedication and hard work that goes into making maple syrup. Just so that people can, throw it onto their pancakes or onto their female bacon or wherever else, Like 2 gallons of sap for a small ball. That's why you gotta appreciate it. Worth more than gold. Except not really. But it's liquid gold, Nep. That's what I'm talking about. I gotta admit though, like, I don't put syrup on a whole lot of stuff. I can't remember the last time I had syrup with anything. Because I'm not a pancake guy, I'm not a waffles guy, I'm not a breakfast guy in general, if I'm being, nakedly honest with you guys. Like, I know there's people that are like breakfast for dinner types. I'm the exact opposite. I'm like, I'll have a burger for breakfast, I'll do dinner for breakfast, but I won't do the other way around. It's like, leave that where it belongs. In the AM. I just don't eat a lot in general though, so that's why I'm so small and malnourished. Except for my head. For whatever reason, it just wouldn't stop growing. I do appreciate it, and I appreciate it so much, I'm gonna stick with pancake syrup because I feel bad now. Well, that's the thing, I feel like a lot of what we consider maple syrup, especially what Americans consider maple syrup, is not really maple syrup. It's like, quote unquote, like table syrup or something like that. Like it's the heavy processed stuff, Give me a breakfast servant. Yeah, a little steak and eggs for breakfast. Give me some shrimp in there. You know what? Why not a fine lobster tail just for breakfast? See, I'm liking the way Nep thinks. Maybe some gator bites. Throw those in there. Now we're being local. Man, I haven't had nice Floridian food in a long time. I don't think I've been down to Florida in almost 10 years now. Almost a decade since I was last in Florida. The extended Vector Space fam has got like a condo down there. And we used to go all the time when I was like growing up, like every like March break, stuff like that. Or sometimes over the Christmas holidays. But haven't been down in a minute. Vector, I can send you a whole gator if you wish. I feel like that's gonna cause some shipping concerns. I appreciate the offer though. But next time I'm in town, if and whenever that happens, we can go gator wrestling. We can go, what else do they do in Florida? What are those boats called? Like with like the propellers on the back? Shoot, through the Everglades and stuff like that. I'm just thinking of like stereotypical Floridian redneckery, you know? Complain, I'm gonna let that through. Complain about foreigners? Absolutely. That's a national pastime. Not just Floridian these days. I guess maybe that's another reason I haven't been down in a minute. It's like, I don't know if I want to spend any time down there, man. Stuff's expensive, especially when you're a Canadian and the dollar ain't worth nothing. They're airboats, man. That's what they're called. Part air, part boat, all airboat. But no, some of the best, like, we don't have, we don't really have great Mexican food in Canada. It's really hard to find. But I was eating well down when I was in Florida, man. They do it well down there. I feel like they just do food in general down there. If there's one thing Americans know how to do, it's eat. And I feel like you gotta know how to cook first in order to, to make that a whole part of your lifestyle. So, I envy you guys sometimes. And sometimes, of course, I'm like, wow, am I glad that I'm not down there? So I guess it all evens out. America's the melting pot. Florida's a melting pot of the melting pot. Well, yeah, it's at the very bottom, so everything just sort of drips down there. It's like a grease pan, right? Everything just gets mixed in. It's all oily and gross. Maybe that's not a great way of looking at it, but I feel like you get my point. I feel like you get what I'm going for here, right? Right? Do we understand? I feel like we understand. Now, cadets, here's another big change. You did not compare Florida to a grease pan. You're right, but wow, that was the first thing that came to my mind, especially with how like long and spindly it is. I was like, that looks like it could get some good drippage off of that. You know. I feel like you know. I'm not gonna say I'm right, but I feel like I'm right. I feel like I'm right. Hey, Jamline, how you doing? It's more like a hot, moldy sock. Ew. And ew again. Ugh. Good evening to you as well, Jamline. Thanks for popping in with that hot image. That was great. I can't remember. Florida's not a place for socks, if I'm honest. It's very hot, it's very humid, it's very wet. Though to be fair, like I never spent a lot of time down there in the winters, and even when I did, it was still like warm enough. I've never spent a summer in Florida. I feel like I would not like that. I feel like I would not like that at all. The worst summers I ever experienced were summers in Japan. like people forget it's like a subtropical climate just because it looks fancy. But it gets hot and humid. Walking around dripping, sweating, fanning yourself, trying to stay indoors with that air conditioning, man. That's where it's at. If it weren't for the fact that it was so awesome over there, man, that's why I think like fall is kind of the best time in Japan. It's still nice and warm, at least during the days. Not too hot, and generally not a whole lot of tourists, which is great. You can just take in the sights all to yourself, you know? So guys, I wanted to tell you something. Space Cadets, I wanted to let you in on some news. Some news in the spaceman's life. Vector, I'm going to be frank, I've never met you. I don't know what you look like or experience, but I feel like you would be on the brink of death every day, but I could be way wrong. Listen, imagine what this guy looks like, you know? Imagine the kind of hot humidity stuffed up under this helmet in the hot Floridian sun. Yeah, we would never survive. Never survive. Not in the outdoors, that's for sure. Yeah, we got news. We got big news. So the other week, and you might have missed it, Nep. I'm not sure if you were there for it, but the other week we were talking about just how rough, how downtrodden, how negative we were feeling about the new Jorb, right? We were so psyched about it. We're like, hey, Spaceman's got something to do. And then, you know, the honeymoon period, as it were, it all subsided. And now it's like, oh wait, I gotta do this forever? This is just like what people do? This is how people survive? This is just the way? And we said, no sir. We made an executive decision for the good of all space mankind. And we said, we are out of there. So I want to say, you guys, we quit the job. We're done with that. Hooray! It was just so soul-sucking. It was just so uninspiring. It was just so tiresome and routine and tedious. And it wasn't even like one of those jobs where you could like zone out and like, you know, daydream and like, you know, think of other stuff, happier things, pretend to be somewhere else. No, it was a position where I needed to stay very focused on something that was not at all engaging or stimulating, which sucks. It sucks hard. And so I give it a week. You think I'm gonna be back? I'm gonna be turning around, running right back. So here's the thing. So I'm gonna be at the Jorb until the end of July. That's what was negotiated. And that's gonna help, because here's the thing. I didn't hate the company or the people that I worked with. They're all great. It's just the position itself just clearly wasn't for me. And I think that, I rushed into it. I shouldn't have taken the job in the first place, looking back on it. But it was like, okay, I could maybe see myself doing this. And I got into it too soon. I didn't really consider it. So I'm taken till the end of July to help cover, you know, some of my coworkers' vacations that they already had planned. So I'm going to be staying on for that. And it's going to help me. I was able to negotiate with like the human resources department, the HR, to be like, hey, I'll stay on and maybe you guys can waive a bunch of the like repayments that I would have had to do for like training and stuff like that. So what happens after July? That's the thing, Nep. So what happens after July? Spaceman's going to be unemployed. Or at the very least, less employed. So in the meantime, between now and then, we might look for something else to do, or we might just commit ourselves to doing, you know, more creative stuff. Sort of what we kept circling around when we were doing like the aptitude stream the other week and stuff like that. Was like, I don't think that we're ever going to be happy working for someone or like for a company or something like that. So what do we do at this point? Do we take all of our incredible Spaceman savings and do we just sink it into some passion project and see what can come out of it? You know, win or lose sort of thing? Take a big gamble? Gamble it? That's what I'm talking about. Or maybe we just literally gamble it. We just go down to Niagara Falls or like Vegas or something like that. We just put it on a wheel, see what happens. That's a responsible way to do it, right? Casino night at the station. Oh yeah, poker. There's the thing about poker. You're not, you're not playing your hand. You're playing the people across the table from you. That's what they say. So, it's not all, how you say, luck of the draw. If you can be a little sneaky about it, if you can be a little, how you say, wise with it. No, I doubt we're going to do that, though. I doubt we're literally going to gamble it away. Becky, you're a smart fella. I assume you can count cards. Yeah, like, there's, here's a card, and there's a card, and there's another one. Walk away with this. Yeah, just clean them out. Just clean house. Or we sneak some sort of device into the helmets. They'll never know. They'll never check in there. And then I'll get my hands busted by some casino toughs. That's what we need. That's what we need. And then I'll learn how to draw with my feet. Or holding a pencil in my mouth. Whatever works, we stay ambitious. But no, I'm not sure if we're gonna pivot more into animation or get more into game dev or something like that. Like, I love game development, but it just seems like it's such a harsh thing to do right now. And that's the other thing. I'm not looking to join a studio or something like that. I'm just looking to make my own junk, Stuff I enjoy. Stuff that I think other people would enjoy. For the love of the game, you know what I mean? Thankfully, it doesn't cost a whole lot to be Spaceman. You could be the next better pirate software? Hey, there you go. I think I did a pirate software, voice impression one time. The first time somebody came in and was like, hey, you sound like so-and-so. Oh, you know what else is cool? So, I'm always talking about how, I never believe you guys when you're saying, oh, Spaceman, you got a great voice, you should do something with it. So last week, some very, very close friends of Spaceman, members of the extended Vector Space fam, got engaged. After so long, these two very close friends of mine that I've known, doing some math off the top of my head, most of my life, got engaged, and it's so lovely. And they asked me, they said, Spaceman, would you be willing to MC our wedding? Which is a huge thing to ask, but also so sweet. And for what, not that I don't believe you guys when you're being genuine and stuff like that, but there's a big difference between, somebody on the internet being like, hey, you sound like you got a cool voice, you should, do radio or something like that. That can sound very, yeah, whatever. But when people are like, hey, would you be, the spokesman, for lack of a better term, of the, one of the most important days of our life. Then I started to feel like maybe there is something to that. Maybe the Space Cadets are onto something when it comes to how we sound, Who would want a main character someone else's wedding? Exactly. I mean, everybody's the main character of their own life, right? Most of the time, at least. You really do have a great voice. You already sound like a voice actor. Well, thank you, Jamline. Minecraft, that's it. Yeah, that's what we're gonna do. Everybody, get your pickaxes. We got a lot of digging to do. Thankfully, I'm told that VTubers already have a extensive history interacting with miners. So we should be ready to go. Get up there with a diamond pickaxe, do some, yeah, the chicken jockey action. That is a film that I still have not seen, and I feel like I do not need to see that. I feel like I've seen all the important parts just in like the trailer. Oh, you know what's a wild movie that... Hold on, I gotta look this up, see if this is even a real thing. There is a film out right now called F1. Wait, I see what the problem is now. Okay. So there's this racing film coming out called F1, and it's got Brad Pitt in it. It's called F1 the movie. Okay, now I see what they've been doing with the posters. They've been arranging some of the typeset. So they got Brad Pitt's name and they got F1 the movie, but I didn't realize what the F... It's very stylized. I didn't realize that said F1. So for me, I just read it as Brad Pitt the movie, and it's just him driving race cars. And I thought, A, that's a wild concept, but B, also that's a really cool concept. That joke... No, we love jokes here. We love jokes here, Nep. F1's big with VTubers, I'm sure. Many of them are racist themselves. Ugh, we love jokes. Actually, you know who's really cool and loves race cars and has been involved in like minor NASCAR stuff as well? Is friend of the show Corey Ojo. Can I do a big little shout out for Corey Ojo right here? Shout out, Corey Ojo. Hoping that works. Bam. Yes. Friend of the show, longtime friend of the show. Got a birthday stream coming up later this month that we're going to be appearing on, so that'll be cool. But Corey was partnered with a, like, lower league NASCAR racer. And had, like, her stickers and vinyls and stuff all over the car. It was really, really cool. I think that relationship is ended at this point. But it was really, really cool to see it. Like... easily one of the best streamers we know when it comes to getting out there and getting involved. And like interacting with real world stuff. Bridging that gap, you know what I mean? Top 10 races of all time. Number 1, Indy 500. Number 2, Indy 499. Here's Kern. What's up, Kern? Thanks for the big cheer. Thanks for spreading froggy cheer up in here. How are you doing? How was your Wednesday? Hope you're doing well, my friend. We're talking about things and stuff. Karen, I'm quitting my job. I'm done with it. I'm out of there. I'm fed up with it. I'm over it. This is going to be the summer of Spaceman. You know? Come August 1st, I'm out of there. And then we'll see what happens. Probably have more time for streaming. Could we go back to streaming more than once a week, you guys? Some of you guys might not remember. But there was a time when Spaceman would stream every day of the month. That was like our first month that we got into this, just to see if we could take it. But yeah, we're gonna have a lot more time for a lot more stuff. We're also gotta finish the IRL helmet so that we can rock up to Fan Expo this year looking like a real dork. It was a lot of Spaceman. But you know what? Doing that much that fast, non-stop, I think it did help us like get over any sort of like self-consciousness or whatever. Loads of Spaceman. More Spaceman than you ever would have asked for. More Spaceman than anyone has room in their heart for. But we're gonna make it happen. I'll have more time to work on cool projects, do some more skits perhaps. just, you know, and most importantly, just enjoy the summer. Being stuck in that job and having to look outside at my incredible orange Mini across the parking lot in the sunny summertime weather. Just being like, man, what are we even doing here? But no more. It's gonna be, shoot, what is it gonna be? 4 weeks. 4 weeks from tomorrow. We're out of there. Enjoy and summer don't go hand in hand with me. Well, you know what? We live in a lovely temperate area. You know, just be born in a better place. How hard is that? How hard is that now? Last year was Brat Summer. This year is Spaceman Summer. Spaceman Summer, you guys. Summer of Vector. Is there a space water park? Absolutely. Oh man, I haven't been to the space water park in a while. I haven't been to the space amusement park or anything in a while. We have so many lovely amenities here in southern Space Ontario that we just don't take advantage of all that often. Did you guys know? You guys don't even know. I was gonna say, you guys don't even know about... Let me see if I can pull up... Since yesterday was Canada Day, and we love showing off Canadian stuff. There is a place in like proximity to Spaceman and like Palm and Alpine and all the other Canadian VTubers in this area. Let's see here. I know that ad blockers violate whatevers. Check this out. I'm gonna blow this up. I'm gonna bring out the tablet. Where's my tablet? Tablet. This is a place in Space Ontario, well, in regular Ontario, but you get what I'm saying, called African Lion Safari. We have a legit safari place in Canada. Here's the ad for it. Why isn't it working? Why is there no sound? I figured out why there's no sound. Try it again. African Lion Safari.
Safari. Want to add a few tons of excitement to your next family outing? Pack up your monkeys and trek deep into the heart of Ontario.
Since
Come
1969.
face to face with nature at its wildest.
We've got it all. We've got
Safari.
zebras. We've got
Canada's
giraffes. We've got
original
lions.
Safari
We've got
adventure.
elephants. Flamingos. I don't think they're
just
African,
can't get
but
any closer than this. Your adventure starts at lionsafari.com.
it's a super cool place, and I don't think I've been there in a bajillion years. And it's bring your own monkey. Do we feed them maple syrup? We feed them, you know, only the finest Canadian back bacon and pea meal and butter tarts and poutine. You know, everything that a lion needs to grow well, to grow hardy and strong. That would make one heck of a video at one point. Canadian VTubers go to African Lion Safari. We'll put that on the list. That's something to do. And to be honest, I don't entirely know what they do with the animals in the winter. If they just store them indoors, or if they send them to some of the zoos that we have around here. Because like the Toronto Zoo and other places, like they've got like exotic animals as well, which they just keep year round. So I feel like they either go stay with those guys, or you know what, they probably got like an on-site setup that can take care of them in the winter and stuff like that. They must. You don't get to be Canada's premier safari adventure since 1969 without figuring out, how to store some giraffes for the winter. I know the zoo in my area trade animals. That's kind of what I'm thinking too. It must be something like that. See, I don't love zoos conceptually to begin with. I think they kind of suck. We've actually got a really, really bad one, like that's gotten bad rep over the years. Again, here in Ontario, it's called Marineland. And Marineland got tons of heat for the way that it's treated like its animals and stuff like that. And we're talking like marine animals. So we're talking like dolphins and orcas and stuff like that. They probably fold up into boxes. Yeah, for easy storage, You can just stack them on top of each other. Just layer them up, right? But Marineland used to have like these really intricate like dolphin shows, and they do like orca training and stuff like that. And I don't know if any of you guys ever saw the film Blackfish, I think it was called, which was about SeaWorld and how they were treating their orcas. And a lot of it had to do with orcas. There was this big like media, not a like focus on how orcas were being treated, because they're really, really smart animals, right? They're marine mammals. You can't keep them like penned up the way that they have been over the years. And in the same way that SeaWorld was getting a lot of flack, our Marineland got that as well. And so I don't think, like, they had to stop raising any new orcas in captivity, and like belugas and stuff like that. I'm not sure if they still have any right now. I honestly am not 100% sure if it's still open. I'm gonna look that up right now. Marineland, Ontario. Open? Closed? Remains closed. Okay, so I think it was last year. Last year they opened without rides or animals. Like, they were really on their last legs. And now it looks like this year they've just stayed closed. Yeah, they like dolphins, orcas, seals, sea lions, all marine stuff, right? It was a really cool place. But it sucked. Because all zoos suck, conceptually. You don't want to keep animals penned up, man. Even though it's cool to look at them. Same way I feel about like people who've got like tigers for pets and stuff like that. Frankly, I don't love keeping animals as pets in general, but what's a dog or a house cat gonna do out in the wild besides kill a billion birds or whatever? I feel like cats would be fine now that I think about it. But dogs, that's not cool. We've messed them up so much, you can't just leave them out to their own devices. They're not built for that, man. They're not built for these streets. Cats are big on decimating songbird population. I know, right? What's up, Ghost? Is this a bad time to mention I have a tiger as a pet? As if. Here's the thing, like, I would love to pet a tiger. Like, that is just, like, they're so gosh darn majestic. Like, you're risking getting mauled on the spot, but still, it's like such a, like, you can't not be drawn to that. And they're huge. I don't even love, like, little cats. I find little cats to be very sharp and pointy. It's like, why are you this way? But there's just such a majesty to large cats, like tigers, like lions, and what have you. But yeah, like those, you look at like Russian oligarchs and like people with mad money, or like that Tiger King guy or whatever who had his own show. Like trying to keep an animal like that tamed and as a pet is just like you're flirting with disaster all day, every day. How are we doing today? We're doing good, Ghost. I was just talking about, guess what? Spaceman. So we were, venting about the job the other week. And this, when was it? So last Wednesday. So a week before today, I was out biking around, as I am wont to do in the evening when the weather is nice, just space biking, in the silence, amongst the stars, thinking to myself, we are so unhappy in this position, doing what we're doing. And I thought to myself, what if we just weren't? How much happier would we be if we just weren't? We were on a year-long contract, but what if we just weren't? And just knowing how much happier that would make me, just daydreaming about it. I got home, I started writing up that resignation letter. And let me tell you, that was a tough experience. Because I am not used to letting people down, and I felt like I would be letting a lot of my coworkers down because they were so, constantly telling me what a good job I was doing in the position. That's the thing, too. I feel like I would not do well in a cult, I would be pressured to stay. But no, the very next day, I walk in, give him that letter, and it was tough. It was emotional. But everybody there, they were saying, you know what? We knew you weren't going to last that long. And not saying, to be a jerk about it. They're like, this isn't for you, man. You're too smart for this. You're too eager for this, Thank you, Ghost. So here's the thing. Yeah, we're super jazzed that we're going to be out of that job by the end of the month. So the 31st is going to be our last day. And then it's just, I feel like such a weight is off of us. I'm pretty pleased about it. We'll be making less money, going from some money to no money, obviously. But we've got some space savings, so that's good. It doesn't cost a whole lot to be Spaceman. And we'll find something that's more us to do, Oh, guys, I almost forgot. Because we were talking about Canadian stuff, and we got sidetracked there. Also, welcome, Ghost. I hope you're having a great Wednesday. It's Wednesday, my Ghost. I hope you're doing well. Because it is the day after Canada Day, and we didn't do a stream yesterday when we should have because, hey, it was Canada Day, and we've got to go out and do Canadian things. It's time to play our yearly skit. So we didn't make a new Canada Day skit this year, and we really should. Happy late Canada Day. Thank you so much. Man, I had a great Canada Day. Hanging with friends, watching fireworks, eating good stuff. But hey, we can take a few minutes and watch the Canada Day skit, just in case you guys aren't aware of our country's great history. And you'll get to see some friends of the show. We love showing off friends of the show. So this is the skit that we made a couple years ago. We got to make a new Canada Day skit because I feel like this one's a little outdated. We could do some more jokes, some more japes. Hung out with Palm and we talked about Canadian music. Oh yeah, you know what? I was in that stream as well. Got to listen to the Guess Who, the Tragically Hip. Canada's got some great artists that nobody outside of Canada has ever heard of because of the Canadian Content Radio Guidelines, where we are required to play a certain amount of Canadian content, which is great for, developing and fostering a domestic music industry. But it also means that we wind up with a country full of, Canadians who think that the stuff that they're listening to is like, oh yeah, that's just on the radio, and then they talk to an American or a European or somebody outside the country. It's like, we have never heard of that. What are you talking about? Except the one band I got to hang out with, which, sorry, what band? What band you got to hang out with, Ghost? You get to hang out with Canadian bands? A Canadian rap band with a very sus name. Ooh, I like a Canadian rap band. What was the name? What was the name? Is it something that's not even going to get past the autofilter? You let us know. Yo, excuse me? Excuse me? Swollen Members is Canadian? Like Lady Venom's Swollen Members? Hold on, let me look this up. Let me look this up. Get out of town. They're from Vancouver? Right on, man. They were the second best-selling Canadian hip-hop artist in Canada behind Drake from 1996 to 2016. Well, I feel like I should have known this then. We're the best-selling Canadian hip-hop group in Canada. Well, now I feel like a poser that I didn't know that. Drake doesn't count? Yeah, Drake doesn't count. Been to 4 or 5 of their shows and I got to hang out with them after shows. If you do, that's rad, man. That's beyond fly. Man, I'm gonna be looking that up all night. That's great. Good for you, Ghost. Good. Mad Child and you used to talk on Facebook and he sent me music? That's wild. I've never had any sort of interaction with like an artist at that level. Besides like, you know, VTubers, and they don't count. They don't count. Priv gave you a hat? That's cool. Prevail. Post it in Palm server. I'm gonna go take a look at some point then. Nice. Thanks for reminding me to do that. Okay, you guys, so Canada stuff. Let's watch a little skit. We make a little skit, we may as well watch a little skit. You know what I mean? God, I still can't get over the fact that I didn't know Swollen Members was Canadian. I didn't realize Billy Talent was Canadian for the longest time. I think that's the last one that was like, what do you mean? Like they just sound like an American band. Like they sound very, yeah. Yeah, I don't know how to explain it. I think my favorite Canadian bands though, it's gotta be, it's gonna be like a toss. I feel like it's gotta be the Guess Who. The Guess Who have got such great songs. And it's all because of Burton Cummings. Like, what a songwriter. Tragically Hip, they're great too. But I feel like there's only a few of their songs that I could listen to forever. I could listen to a lot of the Guess Who stuff. Just non-stop. Had no idea they were Canadian? Yeah. That's what people, you know, Canadians be sneaky. See, they look like Americans and they sound like Americans. But But it's all a ruse. It's all a ruse just to sneak in. Sneak south of the border. Start making those American dollars. Send them back home so we can buy more maple syrup. So we can buy more potatoes. And cheese curds and gravy. So check this, you guys. It's skit time. We're gonna watch the Canada Day skit. Check this out. We work real hard on it. I love showing it off. It's got all of our friends in it. Let's take a minute. Let's take 5 minutes and watch a little skit. Let's grab some poutine. Let's grab some Canada Dry Ginger Ale. Let's check this out. Here we go.
We're intrepid explorers from England and France. We traveled abroad, we're taking a chance on a newly discovered and endless expanse of iron and lumber and craters and plants. We're plotting a course and we're charting a route for treasures and riches to pillage and loot. And we'll never get bored while there's something to shoot.
Moose!
Oh, courageous explorers are we.
All ashore, voyageurs! We finally reached the New World. A vast, unexplored continent, fresh for the taking. From sea to sea, all in the name of England!
Huzzah!
And France.
Huzzah!
Now, let's get down to business. There's a lot of important decisions to be made now that we've got a new country to settle. First things first, whose province is going to be next to the Irish?
Not it.
Not it. Ah, kiss.
Hope you like potatoes.
Well, actually.
Anyways, let's get out there and do what we do best. Colonize!
Huzzah! But wait, what are we gonna do if there are already people living here?
Not likely. Now it's true, Spain might have gotten the jump on us by calling dibs on South America. But who else could survive and prosper here in the far north, if not for rugged, hardy, adventurous England? And France.
Captain, we found some unusual tracks.
You should come check it out.
Our first glorious discovery. Onward, team!
Captain, those look like people.
What? Impossible.
But they're so bizarre.
Yeah, there's something different about them.
Savages.
Now, we must be humanitarians. True, to us they may look like primitive beasts, but inside they're surely no different from you and I.
What are they?
I've heard rumors about people in the New World. If I remember correctly, these ones call themselves Americans.
Yeah, I'm talking to you. I said, you talking to me?
Dude, you're like harsh on my mellow, bro.
Hey, I'm walking in.
Pack your can, they're having yarn.
Hey, you gonna see the Cubs this weekend?
Hey, I'm Matt Damon.
Well, back to the boat.
Yep, let's go. We don't need to be here.
We should go back there.
Hold it right there.
Uh-oh.
Well, looks like we've caught us some spies.
Spies?
They must be here to sabotage our new country. Probably sent by that no-good, dirty old England.
And France.
What do you think you're doing sneaking around our country?
Your country? This is our country.
Well, we got here first. Those are the rules.
Oh, true,
Well,
true,
yeah,
true.
well, I guess they got a point
Those are the
there.
rules, right?
Yeah, let's think about it. Listen, I'm sure that we can sort this out. Just let us talk to your king.
King? What king? We ain't got no stinking king. That's the whole point of America.
Well, then who do you give all your money to?
And claim new lands for.
And fight wars for, and die.
Man, you guys all right?
Sounds like you could all use a taste of freedom. Tell you what, since we're so kind-hearted and magnanimous, we'll let you stay as honorary Americans.
Pass.
All right then, firing squad.
Wait a second.
Hold on now.
Let's
Let's
and
the sub
something
arrangement.
out. Work something out.
Wait, what's that noise?
Must be more of their friends.
It's not us, honest.
Who is it then? The Spanish? The Dutch? Native Americans.
Ah, shit. We're all getting canceled.
Hey, wait a minute. You weren't here first either.
Technicalities. But we still got here before you did, so the land's still ours.
How'd you convince the natives to give you all this land in the first place?
Ooh, yeah.
Oh,
Well, you know,
don't worry, don't worry
really
about it.
is-
It
it's
is
not
what
really
it
an
is.
important
Yeah,
question,
yeah,
you know.
yeah,
I
so
mean,
don't worry,
we
yeah.
really need to
Let's
talk
move on.
about
Like that.
that.
Well, hold on then. We can let them settle this. Just ask them if there's any land that we can have to start our own country.
Fine. But we've only got one person who can speak the language.
Yeah, I'll give it a shot. Hey guys, how's it going? Thanks again for all the corn. It was amazing. Get it? Do you get it? Alright, so, quick question. We were just wondering if it's cool with you if we could take all this nice big land that you've got over here. Yeah, no, that's probably smart. And hey, spoiler alert, if I were you, I probably wouldn't trust the white man either. True, but the difference is, I'm not a man. I said I'm not! Well, fuck you then! Fuck you! No, you, asshole! Yeah!
Hey, what'd they say?
They said, go nuts, take whatever you want.
Huzzah! And so from that fateful meeting, the nations of Canada and the United States of America were born. Two countries with a close history of shared heritage, language, and land borders. And I guess Mexico was there too. A new continent full of endless opportunities for all of its people, and where nothing bad ever happened. For real, trust me. The end.
Is that really how it happened?
Oh, no, not at all. But hey, check out the fireworks.
Oh!
By golly, probably one of the cleanest skits we've ever done. Just in terms of jokes per minute, just in terms of content. Thanks, Teeny. How you doing? And we get the Jammy cameo at the end. Absolutely. Thanks so much, Teeny. That was the Canada Day skit. Remember, you can find all of the Vector Spaceman and Friends skits and specials over on the YouTube page. We got a whole animation playlist. Always a good time. And I know we got to do more shorter ones like that. I love having you in those, Teeny. Anytime you show up in the background is great. We'll have to give you a speaking role one of these days. Like, I know we got to do more shorter ones, because as much as I love the long form ones, they just don't get as much traction. Which is a shame, because we love them. We love those big, in-depth, aspirational specials, you know? I will let you know, Teeny. Hope you're having a fine Wednesday. Yesterday was Canada Day. We're talking about Canadian things. What's your favorite Canadian thing, Teeny? You let us know in the chat. We got a lot of maple syrup fans, that's for sure. But we're learning new things about Canada. Canadian bacon's not bad either. I feel like a lot of our cultural impact is it's either foodstuffs or it's the music that people, forget is actually Canadian. Beyond that, not a whole lot going on here. Until you get into stuff like, engineering exports and like snowmobiles and things like that. Like we've got a decent enough industry. Your Canadian friends, oh, that's sweet. Never been, but love to go one day. It's pretty vast. It's pretty big. I feel like I've never been to Canada. I've never been to most of Canada. I probably never will. It's pretty big, pretty wide. And a lot of it's empty space. So you don't even want to be there. But you know, it's an experience. In that skit that we just watched, I'm pretty sure... Oh my goodness gracious, what's going on here? Teeny with the gifted subs, thank you so much. Look who scored some subs, Karen, Big Rig. Some certified space aces up in here. Teeny, you're so sweet. Teeny, you're so kind. Teeny, what a man, what a Spartan. Right, big loves in the chat for Teeny, you guys. And of course for all of our space cadets. You know we don't play favorites. That was awful generous of you right there, Teeny. Thank you so much. You know, I think you just showed up, Teeny, so you might have missed it. But we just handed in our paperwork to leave the job that we're at. So Spaceman's gonna have a lot more space time for his space self. Which is great. We're not sad about that. We're very pro not having a job right now. We're gonna get the whole of August to ourselves. We're gonna be cooking, exactly. We got events going on in August. It's gonna be great. It's gonna be grand. We need that time to sort of, you know, figure out what we want to do with the show, what we want to do with VTubing and Spaceman as a character, you know? It's gonna be good for us. And by extension, good for you guys. I'm thinking tomorrow, Friday. Wait, no, hold on. What do I got going on tomorrow? Probably not tomorrow. Seeing some friends tomorrow, getting dinner tomorrow, then I got an appointment in the PM. So probably not tomorrow, but Friday and this weekend, it's gonna be a big weekend for working on that helmet. Working on our IRL helmet. We've been painting up the Jammy model lately. We've been working on our 3D printing projects. We gotta get this helmet done before the end of August. Gotta get that done. If you ever need a little Spartan spice in your cooking, just say the word. I will, Teeny. Thank you. Who but Teeny? If we wanted a Spartan friend on the show, nobody else even compares. But yes, Ghost, it's our #1 biggest project right now. Because if we can get the helmet done, it means we can show up on camera and stuff at the Fan Expo event, which would be big, which would be grand. Because it's not like I, you know, need to be 100% anonymous or whatever. Like, we tell you guys stuff. But I do like having that little bit of obscurity. You know what I mean? You know what I mean? By Spartan Spice, I mean this big Spartan laser. I'd still love that effect you got on your new model, where that thing just goes off. Man, what else have we got going on? You know what kind of my dream is? Like, I don't even know if it's feasible or if it's economical or whatever. Like, just doing little games. Like, the thing about game dev that I love is just doing the little stuff. Getting little concepts out there. Like, I love... Like, I started checking out that website itch.io where people are posting all their games and stuff like that. It's like Newgrounds back in the day, basically. Everybody just posting everything they make. I love that. Writing, game dev, animation, vocal work, I guess. There's things that we could do, but I'm so opposed to like trying to monetize any of it. That's always been my problem. That's what people continue to tell me is my problem. We either gotta find a way to get over that, or reconcile it somehow, or I don't know. It's a great site though. And they do game jams all the time. I feel like that's a perfect place to get back into game dev. Just doing stuff like that. We've got so many friends of the show that do little game projects every now and then. It would be so easy to work with them on stuff. That's the dream, man. That's the dream. Oh. And then, of course, there's like, yeah, goals, right? But then there's like the pipe dream. It's like, all right, could we really do something meaningful with the Vector Spaceman show? Make it more scripted, or make it more like bring more characters in, that sort of thing. That's something that I've thought about before. Or would it be better to take, what we've learned from streaming these past few years and sort of parlay it into a whole new project? Whether, interactive. Here's the thing about streaming is that, and I've talked to streamers who have like migrated mostly over to YouTube because they get like more exposure or whatever. But it's the interactive element. Like Twitch is still killing it in that regard. It is the best place to be for that. And then I'll watch like streamers like Taijiro or like Shindigs, who are always doing something different, always doing something cool, interacting with the chat and stuff like that through like custom webhooks and apps and things like that. That's where it's at, man. That's the kind of stuff where we see like Alpine doing their like make a whole scene and custom model and stuff just for one particular stream and never use it again. That's what inspires us. That's what motivates us. That's what turns our crank. A few people have tried to switch to YouTube streaming and came back to Twitch because it's so unengaging. Not that we've got a whole lot going on here, Kieran shows up and spends all of his points on a cheer or whatever. Like, how long have we talked about how easy it would be to like where's the desk view? Here we go. To like do something with like the slushy machine or something like that, where we could like drain it down when redeems come in and stuff like that. It's entirely possible and something we could do. And we know how to do it. We just got to find time for that. We've got no time right now. We're going to have so much time in the very near future. We got to work on what we got going on here, If YouTube could figure out adding redeems to its live stream, it'd be pretty it would probably be the best at that point. Yeah. Like, you'd have to just give it to them. It's like, oh, it's YouTube. Yeah. It's YouTube live. It's YouTube streams. Everybody watches YouTube anyways. We're already here. Yeah, if they were to do anything like that, they'd be top of the class. A game, But they just don't. They just don't. And that's what's so disappointing about it. So yeah, there's plenty of stuff that we could be doing in the very near future. We're going to continue to think about it. We're going to continue to come up with concepts and ideas. And who knows how much of it will actually get, realized, manifest. Ugh. Now, you guys, we apologize a little bit, but we knew we weren't going to go super long tonight. I want to thank you guys for being here. We're probably going to call it for tonight. We had a lovely little chat. We got to show off some... Just chatting like this is the best. Listen, it's the best. Don't get me wrong. This is what I've wanted to do forever. I've said it so often that, like, gaming streams and stuff like that are like my least favorite thing to do. They feel so lazy, so unengaged with the audience. I love just chit-chat. When we've got stuff to chit-chat about. We've been over a lot tonight. Canada Day, it was great. Watched the skit. Hey, we're leaving the job. We've got ambitions. We've been over that. We're feeling great. I want you guys all to know that Spaceman's feeling great right now. I hope you guys are too. Thanks for being here. Whenever you guys tune in, you know we love it. We appreciate you, all of our space cadets. But we are a little exhausted tonight, unfortunately. So we're probably going to call it for here. Maybe next week, and I've been saying this every week, and it always gets to like Sunday, and I feel like, man, we should have planned this a little sooner. Maybe next week we'll have somebody on. I want to have more folks on the show. I want to bring back, our collab partners, our buddies, Spaceman and friends. Take him out to the, let's see, do we have the scenery here? Head on over to the to the podcast screen. Here we are, do some chatting, that sort of thing. That was not a great transition, but it worked. Get some rest, Mr. Spaceman. I will good. We'll get some good space rest. I'm rambling, I'm mumbling. Listen, as always though, we want to check who's streaming tonight. Is anybody streaming yet that we could go raid? Alright, stick around you guys, because listen, here's one of the characters, one of the Spacemen and friends that was just featured in that skit that we watched. We're going to go see Corey Ojo. Corey Ojo's playing some games tonight, and Corey Ojo is great at talking to. And we're going to be appearing on Corey's birthday stream in a couple of weeks. So check that out, because we're going to be doing some call-ins. It'll be great. It'll be fantastic. It'll be lovely. Let's set up a raid. For our friend, Corey Ojo, who honestly is one of the biggest go-getters out there in terms of VTubing. Doing baseball events, doing NASCAR events, doing so many conventions. So proud of her. So proud that we get to call Corey our friend. So guys, be on your best behavior. We'll see you all next time. And until then, Space Cadets, no matter what life throws your way, good luck and Godspeed. This is Vector Spaceman, signing off. You can tune in next time. We'll be back at our regularly scheduled Tuesday stream, 8 p.m. Eastern, live right here at Harbor Station. We'll catch you on the other side, Space Cadets. Until then, of course, no matter what life throws your way, good luck and Godspeed. Thanks for tuning in tonight. Thanks for everybody who came by. Teeny, thanks again so much for those bits, for those subs. Ghost, thanks for being here. Jamline, Kieran, Nep, absolutely. And everybody hanging in the wings. You know we appreciate you. We'll see you all next time, you guys. Until then, stay cool, stay frosty. It's the summer times. And stick around for that raid, because we're about to send you out for some more great content for your evening. We'll see you all next week. Take care. Have a great weekend. Bye-bye.